Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy Handyman and Handy Andy On Demand, and welcome back to a project run through over in Marietta. And I wish that this was an isolated story, but it's just not. And that's why we talk to customers when you're first starting with a contractor. Just use a credit card and just tell them it's a great screening tool. If a contractor can't accept a credit card, you don't want to do business with them. And here's one reason why. This customer started with another contractor. She really wanted to replace all the decking on the top of the deck, and the guy gave her a price which was pretty reasonable to do what he was going to do here, but he ended up not doing it. So she paid a bunch of money for nothing. Everything this guy did on this deck has to be ripped out, and you'll see why. And some things he should have just told her that needed to be fixed. So like these stair treads, they're all wrong, and you see where the last tread here, see this tread right here, it should be bumped out to overlap the riser. It just looks better, it's more secure, it's a safety issue. You can trip over those things, and you kind of see what the guy did. The one thing he did do is he drove some screws in here, so you can see where he drove a screw in this the top of this one right here, and it went through the side of the wood. Same thing up here, see the screws going up through. It didn't hold anything. And so on this deck we'll replace these treads. We're going to replace all the decking here. She really wants something lighter, like a semi-transparent stain. He used a solid stain here. He tried to reuse her balusters. Some of these balusters are 8 inches off center, 4 inches is code. And so then he came across a railing up here, and he bought 8-foot boards instead of 16s or 20s and cut them down. So he's got a joint there. He's got a piece in joint here. And when he tried to make his repair to replace, this must have been rotted at the edge. He actually cut into the top of the next board, if you can kind of see it there. So just kind of a mess. It's hard to get in here. The guys will have to take down part of this fence to get this railing section in here, and it's okay. So we'll replace the balusters here, down this edge over here. All the decking here will get replaced. We'll come down and do this railing section here, that top cap. The posts are fine. We'll add bolts to all the posts. This stuff was all nailed originally, so you can kind of see if I put some weight on it. See how it's shaking? See it? So bolts are forever, screws are forever, nails are temporary. They're like slivers. And you can see what happens. This is only a single story deck, so I'm not too worried about it. But right here, see the pull? So we'll screw that back together. This post needs to be replaced right here. You can see where somebody cut it off and stuck a wedge underneath it to hold it up. This concrete needs to be dug out, busted out. We'll set the post, a new 4x6 post here, and we'll set it in a foot of concrete, and she'll be fine. This post is fine back here. This is a good 4x6. They'll add some bolts. All these balusters that this guy put in, he just hammered these things, and then he painted this stuff with an exterior paint, and you can't use that on pressure treated. It'll just blister and peel off. So you can see where he just kind of nailed everything in, but it's all wrong. So when we screw stuff in, we do a pilot hole with a countersunk bit so that the screw ends up being level with the wood and flush with the wood, and it won't split anything out. Some of our wood, and if you're looking at fence and post construction, it's really hard to get good wood now. It is what it is. So sometimes these posts are going to split. So like this homeowner wanted me to replace, you can't see it from this angle, I don't want to go back on the deck again, but this post right here is splitting some. It's split more on the other side. We'll just caulk and seal that, because if I replace it, chances are it's going to split again. But she'll have a nice looking deck when it's done, and it's just aggravating for her, as this is where she comes to hang out and get some peace. So we see a lot of this stuff. My brother and I run a crew of 30. We've been doing it for 27 years, which, God, it's hard to believe. You can reach me personally at 770-265-9017 or 770-912-2829 at the office. We do everything except swimming pools and air conditioning. If you need a good air conditioning referral, we've got one that partnered with us, and we can get you their information. So we pretty much can do anything. You'll see lots of our videos online, but if you're looking for contractors, find somebody that's in a wrap vehicle like that, somebody that wears a company shirt, someone that has a good business card, has a website, has been in business for at least 5 years, and takes credit cards. If you do all those things, chances are you're going to be in better shape and have better luck than this customer here. If you're going to places like Nextdoor to get your contractors, probably a mistake, because a lot of those referrals, while some of them are good, like people refer us there too, we just don't mess with it, because a lot of those guys are one-man companies they've got their girlfriend or a friend or family member plugging their name, and same thing on Facebook. Not the best place to necessarily find a contractor. There's some good ones, But you want to look at people and you can screen them with, let's just like I said, the credit card, business for 5 years, labeled trucks, decent website. Don't be working from home. If they don't have a commercial office someplace, they're probably not that stable and secure. And the single biggest thing out here now is credit cards. And people fuss with me about that, but it's a #1 screening tool, because if a contractor comes out and messes with this lady like what happened here, if she used her credit card for that work back there, she's challenging it. The contractor has to answer it. And if he doesn't, she's getting that money back immediately. It's back on her credit card in a few days. And as a contractor, if you have 2 or 3 strikes like that, the bank will shut you down. They're not interested in that. So anyway, best of luck to everybody out here. You know, a lot of our people watch these videos from all over the country, sometimes all over the world. Just use your common sense. There's a lot of videos online, especially for decks, that you can watch and learn and kind of get a feel for the right way to do things. This customer is really smart, and she got burned. So if it could happen to her, it could happen to you, and heck, it's happened to me too. So I'm Andy with Handy Andy. See you at the next house. Bye for now.